Welcome to Allen Community College. Quality education in a caring atmosphere.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to your training 3 with Simple Syllabus. This is going to be the final training call that we're having, so your admin users have kind of seen everything up until this point, but this one's going to be covering the faculty experience. So really how the syllabus editing process is going to work from start to finish. On this call, we're going to be covering quite a few things. We're going to get things started by covering basically how Simple Syllabus looks within Canvas. So this is going to be the way I would say 99% of your instructors are going to access Simple. So we're just going to cover how that view is going to look. We're also going to cover the instructor dashboard point of view. So this is just an alternative view for them to use. And then we'll go into an actual syllabus where we're editing it as an instructor, going through basically what to expect there. Then once that is submitted, we'll cover the approval process. So basically everything that entails. And then to wrap things up for today, we'll cover how you can actually view Simple as a student, so how that perspective is going to look. And then last, how to get assistance with anything. So if you do run into any issues or have questions, basically how you can contact support or anything like that. But yeah, it's going to be very fun. We're going to see the inner workings of the Simple Syllabus process. Are there any questions before we get started? Okay. Well, if you do have any questions throughout, please just let me know, even if it is something that I was talking about much earlier in the call. It really does not bother me whatsoever. I want to make sure that you're fully understanding everything and everything is kind of making sense there. But yeah, so with that being said, let's get started. So the very first thing that we're covering is going to be Simple Syllabus within Canvas. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I would say 99% of the time, this is going to be the main way your students and your instructors are accessing Simple Syllabus. So all we really need to do there is access our course. And then on the left-hand side, we will find the Simple Syllabus button. This is going to be in the navigation menu. Once we click into that, this is going to be for your instructors, either the published syllabus, or if they have not yet started editing this, it is going to be the editing view of things. So you can do all of your editing right here within Canvas. It is super easy. It's going to be the exact same view that we'll see in a moment when we go to the instructor dashboard. But once this is complete, then your students are actually going to click again in Simple Syllabus and see the published version of things. So they'll see all of this right here in one place. Now, for your instructors, you'll see that there is a button right here to view your Simple dashboard. Whenever they click into this, they will be brought to this page right here. This is going to be your instructor's dashboard. It's just going to be like an alternative view for your instructors, where instead of having a singular syllabus per section, they'll just have all of their syllabi in one place. So from this page, we can do quite a few things. We can alter what term we're seeing, whether that's a current term or a future or a historic term, anything like that. But this is going to be where we'll see all of our syllabi that we currently need to edit, all of the ones that are currently up for approval, and all of the ones that have been completed. And as you just saw, we absolutely can collapse these down to where if we just want to focus on that to-do list, it is going to be as simple as just clicking that little caret right there. And this is also going to be very true for your approvers as well. So for your department chairs, this is going to be very similar to what they will see, but we'll cover that in about 10 to 15 minutes. And if we wanted to, we absolutely can change this view a little bit. So instead of having this horizontal kind of viewpoint, we can change it to a list view where everything is just more vertical. And again, you can collapse that down if you needed to. But once we are ready to begin editing a syllabus, all we need to do is just locate it right here. And we'll see what exactly the course is, what term it's a part in, what the different steps are needed for this syllabus to be marked complete are. So if we actually click into that check mark, we will see that, okay, we need one of these instructors to go in and edit this, as well as the division chair to go in and approve this. And we can actually click on the status details as well for further information, like what exactly is missing or anything like that. And then we'll also see all of your different editors associated with it right here in the bottom right corner. But once we are officially ready to get started, all we will need to do is click the edit button and we are off to the races. So as you see, this is going to be essentially the exact same view that you see right here in Canvas, except it's just in another web page. But as we go throughout, you'll see that all of these are built out in different components. So all of these different components are designed from our top-level syllabus template that your admin have designed for you. So a lot of this information is going to be auto-populated for you. Like everything in this header, all of this course information is being auto-populated. As an instructor, you really don't have to worry about any of these. It's not editable. The only things that you really have to worry about are going to be the things that you actually can edit. So the very first thing up is instructor contact information. And this is just going to be a place where we have all of that instructor contact info. So all we need to do here is click into that pencil icon, and you'll see all of the fields that are kind of here for this specific component. So already we will have our name and our email auto-populated, but we'll also have other items here like office phone number, office location, and office hours. These are all going to be there where you can add in that info, but you'll see that we do have red asterisks next to the office phone and office hours fields. That means that they are required. So at minimum, the instructor needs to include this. So for office phone, I'm just going to simply throw in all 9s just to satisfy that. And then for office hours, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And you'll also see that for the office location, that doesn't have a red asterisk, so it is optional. We don't have to include anything there if we don't want to, but it is also just nice to have if you have office hours. But if we didn't have that, we can just click save and we are good to go. And this is essentially how it will look. But for this one as well, I'm just going to fill out this information. And it's going to be essentially the exact same thing, except this time it's going to be 0s. And then for office location, I am going to add that in just so you see how exactly it looks. 102. And then click save, and you'll see all of that instructor info right here. You can move these around depending on kind of your preferences. And if we need to add anyone else in, if they are associated with this course, if it is coming over from your SAIS files, then they will automatically be added in right here. But if it's someone like a TA or anything like that, you can just click add new instructor and manually include that information. But once this is complete, then we are good to go and we can go to textbook information. Also, something that I do want to point out, you'll notice on certain one of these components, they will have basically an orange box highlighting it with the word required there. That is just noting that this is a required component. So at minimum, we must include this information. We must fill out these components. And that's all just because they are left empty. So things like learning outcomes, instruction methods, evaluation methods, we must go in and add in that information. And you'll see that we actually can't submit the syllabus until we have those required components complete. So it's just a way to ensure that your instructors are actually meeting your standards and having that information there. But for textbook information, it's going to function very similar to the instructor information here. A lot of this may be auto-populated from your different textbook files coming from your systems. So maybe you don't even have to do this as an instructor if that content is there. However, for right now, we will need to go in and just add in that info. So right now, we can manually include all of this textbook information, or if we wanted to, we could utilize the book search feature right here. Now, this is going to utilize Google API, which basically allows us to go in, search up any keyword, ISBN, the textbook name, anything like that, and it will automatically populate that info. So for example, if I just looked up, what course am I in? Principles of Animal Science. Awesome. Okay. Animal Science. So if I just look up Animal Science, it's going to start giving a bunch of different recommendations for books. All I need to do is just click into one of them, and you'll see it automatically populates that information. And I can click save, and we are good to go. Something else that I want to mention is the only required item here is the title field. So that means we just need to include a title, and then we are good to go. So what that allows us to do is include things that are not necessarily just textbooks. So if I really wanted to, I could do, let's say, a calculator, if I actually spelled that correctly. There we go. So I could do a calculator and even add in an image. So I can just simply drag and drop it over, or add in a URL, and we are good to go. I actually have an image over here on my other screen. So I can just drag and drop it, click save, and now we have a calculator there. And again, we can reorder these if we needed to, just based off of those preferences. And we can have as many materials here as we want. Then we will have course description. So all of this is going to be populated for you. So course description, prerequisites, credit hours. So as an instructor, you really don't have to worry about that. But we will have to worry about learning outcomes. So you'll see that I can click into this and we can just simply add in all of that information. So for example, let's say outcome number 1. And we can click save and it's just going to come over as a simple bulleted list. And we can have as many here as we would like as well. And for right now, I'm not sure if this was either a mistake on my part or if this is going to go away, but right now we do have an assessment methods field where we can just go in and add additional information there. So if I were to say outcome number 2, and for assessment method, I can say quiz number 1. Whenever I click save, it is just going to simply get appended to the bottom of that. Then we'll have instruction methods where we can just go in and just give those instruction methods. I don't know how exactly you would like this to be worded. So for right now, I'm just going to say this course is going to be offered in person. There we go. Just to kind of fill that satisfaction right there. And the cool thing about this type of component, there we go, is that we can actually format all of this information. So this is going to be the content component where we can bold, italicize, underline any text that we throw in right here. But we can also include things like links, images, videos, tables, and even emojis. And we also have a ton of different text formatting options right here if we want to change like the text color or the background color of the text. And we also have things like paragraph formatting for accessibility reasons, alignment options, ordered lists, unordered lists, alignment, anything like that. So if I really wanted to just go in and bold this or add a link right here, I can just do all of that right there directly in this component. Then we will have the evaluation methods. So for this one, I'm just going to simply say tests, quizzes, and there we go, and homework. Again, this is probably not exactly how you would like this info, but I'm just simply trying to fill out the content. Let me spell that correctly. There we go. And then we will next have our grading scale where we can go in and add in the grading scale. Now we can just simply do something that's like A equals 90% to 100%, something along those lines. Or if we wanted to, we can actually insert a table right here. So the table is going to be very helpful. All we would really need to do here, click insert table, and then say how big you want this table to be. So in this case, I can say like 5 by 2. And then whenever I click into one of those cells, you'll see that we actually have a table menu appear. So we can include things like a table header, a footer, adjust how many rows are here, columns are here, the table styles, basically anything that we want, it can be right here. And something that I would love to mention right now that we have a table here, is our accessibility checker. So the accessibility checker is going to be a fantastic resource for you to use because this is essentially going to check over the entire document as you're going throughout and highlight any accessibility concerns that it sees. So in the case of tables, it says the table should have a header. So if I wanted to, I can click into that cell and manually add that header, or I can just click onto this checkbox, click next, and that header is already there. And the exact same thing for a table caption if I wanted to, or I can just simply ignore it and we are good to go. But for this case, I'm just going to simply say grade and then percentage. And if I actually hold the shift key here, I can kind of multi-select different cells, and I can just go in and format them in one go. So in this case, I can just do like A, B, C, D, F, and then just start adding in all of those different values. I'm not going to write all of them up today. Actually, I could. It'll only take like 2 seconds. So let me do that. But yeah, you're basically just adding in all of this content, and this is going to automatically appear on that syllabus once it's done. 79%. And then we are almost there, I promise. There we go. I think I clicked out of it. Okay. 0 to 59. I swear, the second I get on a call, all typing ability goes right out the window. So if you are frustrated, I apologize. I'm very much aware. But yeah, we have all of this here. We can go in and adjust the formatting of it, but this is going to satisfy that grading scale for us. Then we'll have all of our college-wide academic honesty. This is going to be populated for instructors so they don't have to worry about it. Then we'll have the class procedure and policy, so we can add that in. So for now, I'm just going to say, please attend class. And then we'll have student accommodations, academic support, student email information, and then a course calendar. So the cool thing about this course calendar is that it's actually going to sync directly into Canvas. So any of the assignments that we build out right here within Canvas, within the assignments tab, anytime that they are officially published, they will automatically go in and get pushed right here into this table field. So your instructors don't even have to worry about it. They just need to go in, add their assignments in Canvas, and it'll automatically populate for them. So that'll save them quite a bit of time. And before we go too far, I do want to add a couple other things here. Basically, just some of the other options that you have available to you. So let me go in. I lost my other tab here on my other screen, just making sure I have all of the settings covered. Let me make sure of that over here. Okay, perfect. So yeah, one of the biggest things is going to be the import feature. So whenever you are going through and editing your syllabus, you can import content from other syllabi. You can do that with one of your own syllabi. So if you click replace with a different syllabus, it is going to allow you to select a term that you have previously turned in syllabus for, and basically just choose which one of those you want to import from. Or we can choose the import content feature right here, which will basically pull up all of the different syllabi that have been submitted in your institution. And you can just click into it, click finalize to bring over all of that content, or the advanced slider right here to handpick what exactly you want to bring over. Now, keep in mind, this is not going to allow you to import content that's outside of your editing range. So what I mean by that is right here, we cannot edit our header at any way. So we can't really import a header from another course because I can't change that. However, in the case of things like textbook information or learning outcomes, I can edit those. So if I needed to, I can just go to one of the other classes that's teaching next to me, and I can just pull that content from their syllabus if it's the exact same thing. But if you do have any like intellectual property concerns or anything like that, there will be a privacy slider where you can go in, turn that off, and the only people who can view that content are going to be those who are directly enrolled within your course. So that's going to help you so much there. Just make sure everything is basically staying safe and secure. And if we do ever edit any one of these components and we want to kind of change any of that or basically just revert it back to its default state, we will actually have the reset content feature. This is going to allow us to go in, select what component we're looking at, and we can just simply click into it, click next, and basically reset it. So whenever I click reset, you will see it will refresh the entire syllabus. And then if I scroll on down, instruction methods is now blank because I reset it back to its default state, which is blank. So now I can just go in, re-add that content or reformat it or add anything new there, and then we're good to go. But yeah, that is essentially going to be that syllabus creation process. We will also have the ability to add in any internal comments, so things like made edits to the syllabus. And where this is going to be seen is whenever we are in that approval view, we will actually have the ability to view the history of the document. So when exactly it was submitted and any internal comments. So we'll see all of that right there. And we will also be able to preview this document where ahead of time, if we want to make sure everything is formatted properly, we can just go right here, check that content, and just ensure it's looking correct. And also, if you don't want to necessarily submit your document right when you're done, don't worry, this is going to be automatically saved for you. So I can just click off of this, click yes, I don't want to submit this yet, and then we are good to go. We can always come back to it later on. And if I actually refresh this page, you will see it is now marked as in progress. So that's just an easy way to tell, are we actually doing work here within the syllabus and things like that. But if I click edit, everything that we've made is still remaining right here. I would just need to go in, add that internal comment once again, and then submit the syllabus, and we are good to go. we'll be able to go in, see our URL for the syllabus, as well as a PDF URL if we ever wanted to download this or anything. But once I click close, you will see that syllabus has now moved over to awaiting approval. So all this is going to do now is basically have one of our department or division chairs to go in and approve this process. And I have actually made a test approver so you can see what that process is going to look like. So let me sign in there real quick. So you'll see it's going to look extremely similar to that instructor point of view. We'll have not ready instead of to do. So this is just going to be all of the syllabi that we are kind of overlooking. And anytime that they are submitted, they will go right here to the to-do list where we'll just need to go in and review this content. So to do that, just click review and you'll be able to basically assume the role of that instructor. You will see basically how everything is looking on their syllabus. You'll be able to make any edits that you see fit. Or if you wanted to, you can also leave an internal comment and actually reject this syllabus to send it back to that instructor where they can go there to the very bottom, click show full history, and you'll see any of the comments that are stored here. So if you do see anything wrong, like let's say class procedures and policies, just like, hey, we can do a little bit better than please attend class. You can just make that comment right there. And then on the instructor side of things, they will see that exact comment there. But if everything is looking correct and we are good to go, we can actually approve this. And that is going to move it over right here to complete, where basically the syllabus is now going to undergo rendering, which means it's just making sure everything is polished, looking good. And once that takes place, that should only take about 2 or so minutes. I don't think it's going to be published because I think content may be missing, but let's see. Basically, once it's rendered, it is going to be marked as complete, and then it will eventually be marked as completed and basically published. So once that is the case, I actually have our demo site over here where I can show you. Let's go over here into that instructor point of view. You will see, let's submit this one. This should only take a second. Hopefully, if the internet is good on this side of the office, we will see. Now let's refresh this. In a moment or so, this is going to have a green check mark right there. That's just saying that this is complete, it is rendered, and it is officially viewable by your students. And when that is the case, they will be able to go right here within Canvas, click on Simple Syllabus, and they will see that final version of the syllabus, essentially what we are seeing right here. So that's going to be the exact same way that instructors and students are interacting with the syllabus. They are going to have an interactive nav bar right here, where they can just simply click on any one of these different components and be brought directly to it. So that's going to help them immensely. And let's see if that has done. Let's see. Perfect. There we go. So you'll see we have the completed list right here. This has officially completed. It is published. So that allows us to go back. We can make those edits. We can view that final version of the syllabus, basically the bigger version of what we see right here within Canvas. And we also can go in, print this out to see the PDF view, and we can actually print that out right over there. And also share those different links if we needed to. And as an instructor, you will also have an engagement bar, which will allow you to go in, see who the students are within your course, how many times they view the syllabus, the percentage read that they've actually read into it, and then when the last time that they viewed that content was. And with this percentage read as well, this is a student acknowledgement feature. So this will actually track how deep into the syllabus did the student get. And once they reach 100% in that syllabus, they will actually be able to acknowledge the syllabus, which will have a little badge next to it where you get to tell, did the student actually read this content or did they just not even touch the syllabus whatsoever? But all of that will be found right here in this completed list. And on top of that, with students, so you'll see right here with the instructor point of view, there is the link to view your simple dashboard. Students will actually have a very similar one, but instead of view your simple dashboard, it will be view your My Courses page. So what that is going to look like is, this is going to be their dashboard view. It is going to be all of their syllabi in one place, so they don't have to go between all of the different Canvas sections. They can just click that link and see all of the syllabi right here. They can view them, get the PDF versions, and they can even follow them where they'll receive an email notification anytime that syllabus has been updated by your instructor. And they'll also see any of the materials that are stored right there within the materials component. So whenever I added that animal science book or in that calculator, it would appear right here. And they can even have their materials list generated, which is going to consolidate all of those materials into one little sheet right there, where they can just take a screenshot or print that out, and they can take it to the bookstore and they're good to go. And one of the other options or items that I want to cover here is actually the syllabus library. So the syllabus library is going to be something that your students and your faculty will have access to. And this is going to be such a great resource for them. This is going to be a central repository of all of the syllabi within your site, just in one singular place where they can go in, view this content. So if they are looking ahead to future semesters, like any course that they want to take maybe in a semester or so, they can find the current one, view that syllabus, and see what exactly they can expect there. Or if you are an instructor, you can go in and see what your other instructors are doing with their syllabi. So this is going to be an absolute fantastic resource, and you can absolutely go in and adjust this to historic terms, current terms, or future terms. So absolutely fantastic to have this enabled. For the time being, I am going to cover basically what resources you have access to. So one of the easiest ways to get into contact with Simple Syllabus, if you do run into any issues, questions, anything like that, is going to be these different question marks throughout your site. So if you are within the actual site itself, they will be right here in the bottom left. But if you are within Canvas, it is going to be right there in the top right. And all you need to do is click onto that question mark, and this ticket field will extend out, where you can go in, add in your name, email, and the subject of your help request. So if you are struggling with this content is not populating correctly or it's not formatting properly, you can just go here, add that subject, and then write how exactly we can help. So what exactly is the problem? Whenever you click send, it will be sent directly to our help desk, and we are more than happy to help out with any questions that you may have, just to make sure everything kind of flows smoothly. And I know also we may add in another email address, where I may have already done that, where this email or help ticket will go to either Chris Freelove or Kara. And so they can take care of any of those instructor items like, hey, our pre-populated data is incorrect. So that can help clear up anything there. And any of the bigger problems, they can still send directly to us, and we are more than happy to help there. But this is going to be one of the best resources you have access to. The support desk is so great to work with. I cannot emphasize that enough. They are a group of real people. I think they work 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. And I want to say this quarter, our response times were within like 5 minutes or so. So you will get help almost immediately. You won't be waiting for too long, hopefully. And also, you'll see right here at the top, there is the link to visit the knowledge base, as well as at the very bottom of your actual site, you'll have a bunch of other links like support and community. This is going to take you right here to the knowledge base, which is going to be essentially everything you need to know about Simple in one singular site. So if you do have any questions like, how do I make edits as an improver or as an instructor, you can just simply search there and click basically any one of these articles or videos or anything like that, and it'll give you so much information. Or also, you'll have access to our Simple community and Simple Watch. Simple Watch is great because it's essentially going to be all of our videos just right here, where it's giving you a much more in-depth breakdown tutorial in how to use anything. So all of the different component types that we have, they are going to appear right here. The different slider options, basically anything you need to know, it is going to appear right there. And then our Simple support, or Simple community, I should say, this is going to be a place where you can go and interact with other institutions that's using Simple Syllabus. So you can just see all of the other things. If you are an admin or an improver, you can visit the virtual office hours and meet with a solutions consultant like myself to kind of just meet in person and kind of talk through any of the issues that you may be having, as well as any upcoming webinars. And I want to say there was something else here. Nope, that was essentially it. Just any of the questions that you may have, most likely it is going to be found right here. Or if you can't find it, reach out to our support, our help desk. It's help@simplesyllabus.com. Very easy. And we will get back to you as soon as we can. But yeah, that honestly covers essentially everything with the instructor and approver perspectives. Hopefully it's not too complicated. Are there any questions at all? So I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, if you have any questions, just contact either me or now our support desk. But yeah, have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for your time.